Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it. You already know. You know what? Let's just get straight to it. Welcome back to Gunners Collective TV. Excuse me, I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm still grinding. I'm still here, man. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun is kicking. And thank you so much for all your support, man. I'm very humbled by it. So, where's Waldo?
I mean, where's Bubba? Bubba! What did I say, Bubba? Where you at? Bubs!
Where is Bubba? I know where the Bubba army's at. They're still trooping. They're still holding it down. They're still supporting. But where has Bubba gone? And what's the reason Bubba is missing in action? Now, for those of you guys that don't know, I'm talking about the Bubba channel, which is a channel that basically exposes grifters. It exposes con artists, flim-flam artists, and people that, you know, try to manipulate. And people like Wes Watson, people like the Sharmuta Cartel, Calvin, Big Man Chichis, Chuck Basher, a.k.a. Cali Muscle, a.k.a. I'll smash a watermelon with my fucking thighs. These are the guys that he makes videos on. Now, when Bubba came out on the scene, you know, he just came out of nowhere. And that's what happens with YouTube channels, man. They just come out of nowhere and they come up on your feed if you're talking about things that are similar, and there's a lot of similarities. And Bubba was tenacious in his videos, man. Very hilarious, very funny. Go check out the Bubba channel, man. It was crazy. And it started to blow up. One thing I know about YouTube, though, is you have to stay consistent. When you first start a channel, some people, not all people, they will get a push. It's called a push. Now, listen closely. Here's some knowledge you can't get in college for those of you that are thinking about starting a YouTube channel. Not everybody gets that push, but most people do. And what I mean by the push is the first few videos you do, they might not hit, but eventually just one of them is going to do extremely well, you know, compared to the subscribers you have. And you could do 20, 30, 40, 50,000 views. It's a lot of views for someone who just started a channel. Immediately, what you need to do is leapfrog, right? And stay consistent, keep pushing similar videos, keep pushing, keep doing what you're doing, because you hit an algorithm in YouTube and they'll continue to push your channel, and it becomes lucrative monetarily, but it also becomes a point where you're all over the place, man. I've seen several YouTubers do it where their videos are just all up in my feed, and I know they're doing quite well because they're riding that wave. Now, there's a lot of ups and downs in YouTube. So just because a video doesn't do particularly well compared to another one of your video, you need to reanalyze the situation, see what does good for you and what doesn't, and focus on that. Bubba did that. Bubba rode that wave and his channel started to blow up. I think he's at 21, 22,000 subs now, which is pretty good in just being a channel in the last 6 months. Now, the particular angle that he took was doing what a lot of YouTube content creators are doing, and that's focusing in on Wes Watson, on Wesley Mateo Watson, right? And going in, exposing him for the shenanigans and the charlatan that he is, and also exposing the Sharmuta Cartel for the way it costs $40,000 for them to show you how to do wrist exercises, right? Shit, I can show you for free right now. You just do it like that. Boom. And the winner is, right? You just imagine you're on OnlyFans and you're doing your two double fists. And you're good. Do your Miley Cyrus. Here's the thing. You know, Bubba's been MIA for 3 weeks. Very unlike him. Now, I will say this. When you start YouTube content creation, a lot of people have jobs. They work full time. You know, you got to support your family. You know, I don't know what your business is, but I know a lot of people's, they just start YouTube as a pastime. Some people fall into it like myself, didn't expect it to become as big as it is. And then some people, they are at home laid off or whatever, and like, hey, I need to try to formulate some type of income. So they go the YouTube route. The people that are like, I got to do this and only this, sometimes usually, you know, for the most part that I've seen, it doesn't really work out for them. Those that organically build their channel, go hard in the paint, still go to work and do their thing. Eventually, if their channel becomes big enough and lucrative enough, they can leave work and make this a full-time deal, man. I know Dubs has done that, and he puts in his work. Don't sleep on it. It's not like he's just laying around all day. Davalto's really in the trenches trying to find content to grind on, because it's his job. He takes it very serious. Me myself, I feel the same way. My primary focus is on YouTube. I still do work, but my primary focus is YouTube. So, anyways, Bubba has went MIA, and I've been hearing a few rumors. And hopefully Bubba could come back and clarify and let us know what's really going on. Because, again, they're just innuendos and rumors, what I'm hearing. But I heard that, Bubba got reported that there's some heat, that maybe the Sharmuta Cartel and Wesley Watson himself, they felt some type of way about Bubba. Now, this ain't far-fetched. When I heard it and who I heard it from, I was like, for reals or for fakes, And again, I don't know. It could be just some bullshit. Maybe Bubba's focusing on his job. Maybe something happened with his family. Maybe he's taking a vacation or some time off. Or maybe he just realized that YouTube was a little too demanding and that's not his thing. It could be a number of reasons, a number of things. But, when your channel gets reported, when people start going in on you, one thing about YouTube is there's going to be haters. There's going to be manipulators. There's going to be trolls. There's going to be people like that. Their whole reasoning in life, they wake up every morning with you, that they get cramps in their brain because you're running all over it, right? You're renting space in their brain free. All they want to do, their whole mission in life is to destroy your channel and destroy your character, because they don't like you, because you don't want to give them a hug or whatever, right? So it takes thick skin on YouTube. Not to say Bubba doesn't have thick skin, because again, I don't know what the situation is, but if that's a reason, fuck that, Bubba, I ride with you, homie. Let's go. Now, I'll say this. 3 weeks is a long time to be off YouTube, and the momentum starts to slow down. Now, for some people, like Crip Mac, he left for a little while, got locked up, came back, blew right the fuck back up. He's an anomaly, though. He's a character that someone could look at and be like, oh, Crip, tell 50 feet. I mean, the things he does, he cemented his lane. His lane is paved. So he's able to rock on that lane, because ain't no one a J-Cat like he's a J. He's super J-Cat, and a solid individual at the same time. He's, like I said, he's a hybrid. He's a Tesla. Now with Bubba, his engines were roaring. People like his videos. They're funny, they're hilarious, and they're fact-based. He's not just talking about shit he don't know about, man. A lot of the things, he did his research and his homework well, and the way he talked, the way he presented his channel, man, it was funny. But 3 weeks is a long time. You fall out of the algorithm. You disappear from YouTube's agenda of making money, because that's what a business is all about. So I'm hoping that if he does come back and there was no flim-flam shenanigan shit, he can get right back to it. But let me talk to you about people reporting you. See, I've been reported 1,000 times. And what happens is these haters, decide that the only way to get you out of the way is to get you struck and to get your channel took off the map, right? Now, we have a thing called, you have a free speech, okay? And so what means is you could express your ideas. You could say what you want to say. You could pretty much do what you want to do, but there are a lot of rules and regulations on YouTube. I'm not going to sit here and speak and spit on those, but there are rules and things you can and cannot say. So sometimes what happens is these trolls or these haters or these people that don't like it because you're speaking your opinion on what they got going on. As a public figure, they better have thick skin and get used to it. Because if it's not you, it's going to be someone else. And it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And if the things are not true or you feel they're not relevant to your life, who gives a fuck? That's just a man talking. I say Dre Day only made Easy's payday. When people are making videos or reporting, you're keeping me relevant. Thank you. I appreciate it, right? And so if Wes Watson or the Sharmuta Cartel, whoever else decided to, report Bubba and try to slow his channel down, so be it. Who gives a fuck? Just keep it pushing, homie. There's been times where, I've been reported and YouTube has sent me emails and they have to show the person who's reported me. And it would blow your mind, some of these guys that reported me, man. Some of these big time YouTubers, the warlord, and a lot of other people that have reported me. And what happens is I got a little slap on the wrist, and I was able to come back and be stronger than ever. You know, with Bubba, again, like I said, I don't know if these guys did that, but I'm hearing that they did. You know, did West, are you reporting people again? Right? Stop it. Stop it, man. You're supposed to be a gangster ex-convict, kicking people in the face, hitting people with dumbbells and whipping them with belts. Meanwhile, you're fucking on the computer like a bitch, fucking emailing YouTube and reporting channels. Don't do it to someone, man, who's just doing his thing and having fun with it. That's the problem in this world. People take things too serious. He's fucking up my livelihood. No, you're fucking up your livelihood by acting like a bitch. Straight up, man. Bubba is just having fun, man, and I support his channel fully. Period. Right or wrong, wrong or right, I'm gonna rock. I'm part of the Bubba army, and that's just what it is. So I hope to see him back. I think we all do. You know, I'm very concerned and alarmed. And I remember, you know, a lot of people were like, "Where'd you go, Gun?" for a while. And what happened was I had got boo-bopped for reused content on my channel twice already. And so I was monetized. And what happens when you get boo-bopped like that, you get an email saying you're demonetized for this reason. And I had to go rework my channel and take some videos down. Reused content, man, things that, you know, I wasn't aware of that we couldn't do. And I got a 90-day restriction on my channel, meaning I couldn't be monetized. That means no money coming in, which I kind of depend on. I'm going to be honest with you. I think we all depend on it, right? In life. So the first time I just still went hard in the paint. I still dropped videos, wasn't getting paid for them, but I knew I had to keep my channel relevant or I'd fall out of the algorithm. The second time I decided to lean back from the channel altogether and focus on my smaller channel. That's why I made a secondary channel, Collective Clips. If you're not tapped in, go tap in. I got bangers over there that I drop every day. Now, that was me being smart. That was me having a backup plan, me going to plan B, right? And I hope that didn't happen to Bubba. I hope that he didn't get demonetized and say, you know what, fuck this, man. I'm just not going to drop videos because, you know, to stay relevant on YouTube, even if you're not making money, even if you're not getting the views that you're used to, you still got to do it for the people that support you. There's a lot of people that support me and they look forward to my content every day. They want to laugh. And, you know, I'm all over the place with it. You know, I live a life. I got a family. So sometimes I can't give you guys the videos that you want me to give you. But I'm trying. You know, I try to do the best I can for everyone. Some people like the super Us. Some people like the super Wood. Some people like the super Norteño. Some people like Pepe. Some people like my prison content, my youth authority content. You know, when I'm talking politics, it just is what it is. You know, at the end of the day, I'm one person. I'm trying to do the best I can for my supporters, but I'll never fail you guys. I'll continue to drop dope content. Some videos you will like, some videos you won't agree with, some you will. Some will make you laugh, and some definitely will make you cry. Or definitely will make the haters cry because I just started. But with Bubba, man, I'm very concerned. Now, I seen the whole thing with Point and Shoot. For those of you that don't know Point and Shoot's channel, go support him too. He is a guy who his focus was on the 21 No Jump Street or the 16 No Jump Street, No Jumper channel. And man, he went hard in the paint on Adam the Warlord, Active Adam, right? Adam, Lena's leaving you. You know, Lena's leaving you, Adam. Adam, you're getting a divorce. Adam, she's doing a fucking porn with a black man again, right? Adam, you know, your wife's eyes rolled back.
Hey, her eyes, she did the Undertaker. She was like this.
She was Undertakered up. Oh, wait. Anyways, he was focusing on them and they reported him, you know, and now they're even, I think, Poetic Flacco's suing him or whatever, for whatever reason. So, you know, when you're constantly going in on channels, you have to watch what you say to some point, even though you have the freedom of speech, man, and they're public figures. So ultimately, Point and Shoot will win that lawsuit, I believe. And I'm hoping that this didn't happen above. I'm hoping that Wes Watson and the fucking Mean Girls Club, the Sharmuta Cartel, didn't get together and they were so frustrated. They were like, we're going to get all these guys. We're going to start with this guy. You know, I'm hoping that he's just taking a little bit of time off and that didn't happen. But it's, you know, the world we live in content creation, there's going to be haters. There's going to be people that feel some type of way and there's going to be drama. So where's Bubba at, man? You know, I'm praying that nothing serious happened to him. I'm praying it's just a situation where he's working or he's having something going on in his life that he could take care of. Or, you know, but 3 weeks off, that's a very long time. And you're never the same again. You know, case in point, Milk 74. Órale leche.
I'm washing the dishes. I'm washing the dishes on Hoover, right?
Milk 74, who blew up. How? I don't know why, right? That white man blew up. Got coffee, brother. Because I think in particular he was charismatic. He's laid back. He was too stupid to be smart, but too smart to be stupid. And you know, it's kind of a trip when you see a white man that grew up in a black gang that has the balls to speak on certain situations he was speaking on. I remember there was a point when I thought he was going to be a casualty because he had a whole bunch of brothers mad at him. Oh, Paru! They were upset. But then he disappeared. Next thing you know, he ended up in a tent. That vato was digging out fucking old Chinese food on Skid Row in LA. That vato's old lady slapped the shit out of him. His barber fucking skid marked his head. That vato had the worst fade ever in social media. His shit was lumpy. That vato had a part in the middle of his hair that even Napoleon Dynamite would laugh at. Right? It was crazy. But his channel was never the same because he took too much time off. Now he gets a few views. But compared to what he used to get, man, that vato he was walking on sunshine. Oh, and then what happened is he went over there to Active Adam, the Warlord's channel. And that was his first fatal mistake. And a lot of the supporters that supported him when he pulled up on Adam, was ready to fight, they didn't have no more. They were like, I don't like you no more. You're acting like a guy that sleeps with 16-year-olds. I'm cool, right? And so at the same time, a lot of his people, they didn't believe in him no more. They lost belief. And his channel, you know, started to look wild. So I expressed this message directly to Bubba, man. I don't know what you got going on, bro, where you're at. Drop some more videos, homie. You know, we miss you coming from the Bubba Army. And we want to see Bubba prevail, man. You know, I understand that when you're doing videos focused on just one person or one thing, like he was doing with Wes Watson and the Sharmutas, that was all good. He started to do other videos about other people and they didn't do quite as well. Stick to what you know, homie, and you will grow, homie. That's what I tell everyone. Stick to what you know. Now, sometimes things do get old after a while and you have to move on, but that's just being up on game and you know, staying aware of your surroundings and your situation and focusing on your channel and building. Anyways, let me know what you think. Now, I'll say this. The person I talked to does willings and dealings with the Sharmutas, right? Undercover, brother. And he told me that, you know, that there was talk about mass reports reporting these channels because they feel like their business is being tainted. But really, it's not that their business is being tainted. It's that they're making the incorrect moves, the incorrect moves, and they're fucking up. And it's just being expressed and exposed of the shenanigans and the cartel movements that the Sharmuta cartel movements that they're doing. And so people are realizing and waking up and having a cup of the coffee, brother, and saying, hey, I don't want to pay $30,000 for thumb ups. The vatos are literally like, all right, you ready for the exercise of the day? Hurry up, bitch. Get on the phone, right? This is Wes Watson. All right, what are we going to do, Wes? I don't worry. Did the 30,000 hit your account? It sure did, fucker. You ready? Okay, and one. What are these called? They're thumb ups. They're meditation. You know what I mean? So people realize that paying these guys and what they're doing is bullshit. And people like Bubba, myself, Dub S, John Bravo, Jesse on Fire, several channels, man, that stick to the facts and stick to the real and tell you guys these things, trying to help people, you know, stay away from the rats, the roaches, and the shiesty approaches. You know, I can understand these guys being upset with. So let us know, man. Bubba, where you at? Where's Waldo? No, where's Bubba?
Bubba.
Where you at, homie, man? We want to see the Bubba channel. And we'll see if Wes Watson, we want to hear the story if Wes Watson reported you, if you got demonetized. What's going on, man? Because inquiring minds want to know. Anyways, man, that's some knowledge you can't get in college, some good game there for those that are going to be content creators. You know, anything can happen. You know, so just stay true to yourself, stay humble, stay consistent, keep doing what you're doing and stay in your lane. And don't be scared to stand your ground, man. There's going to be a lot of people that talk shit about you, make things up about you. Stand your ground and realize that social media, you know, everything you say can and will be used against you. And also at the same time, You know, don't think, oh, it's just a YouTube thing. It's just a YouTube thing. You never know who you're going to bump into. It's going to be a street thing. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. Did Wes Watson report you? That's what I heard, Bubba. Bang, bang.